production will be supported through the establishment of additional hatcheries and completion of other infrastructure to 61,000 tons in 2020. Tourism. Madam Speaker, sorry, 20. I'm happy to listen very carefully. Tourism. The new Dawn administration is identified. The new Dawn administration is identified tourism sector as another key in our transformation of the COVID-19 pandemic. Madam, cognizant of the expected gradual recovery of the global this will include the review of the multiplicity of licenses. Madam Speaker, growing the tourism industry requires that the areas available for visitation must be diversified so that Zambia receives more tourists who also spend more nights. Presently, Livingstone and the Victoria Falls area dominate. In the next 5 years, the government will develop other parts of the country by establishing the necessary infrastructure and the regulatory framework that will make them attractive for the private sector to establish hotels, lodges, and other tourism facilities. In other words, here also, there'll be no roads nowhere, no airports nowhere, no electricity nowhere, but Madam Speaker, like in the case of agriculture, development partners and other stakeholders have been engaged to undertake studies with a view to launching some economic-related projects in 2022. Of immediate interest in this respect is the need to complete development Cassava Bay in the northern circuit, which, Madam Speaker, was abandoned in the last 10 years. Madam Speaker. Order. Madam Speaker. Order. Yeah. For the country to market the vital role of rapidly growing industrial sectors. It has been stuck in the last to over 3 million tons in the next 10 years. This means, Madam Speaker, that existing mines must produce more, while new mines must be opened. Complications surrounding the existing mines, where window dressing was done, those will be resolved. Priorities into these zones. I will elaborate on this in part 3 of the address. Apart from the tax incentives, we shall undertake a comprehensive review of the investment promotion. This is very important. The Zambian internal market is too small to support sustained production of most goods and services, such as crops, products, and manufactured products. Expanding output therefore requires that we must penetrate regional and international markets. Access to export markets promoted through trade missions, as well as provision of markets such as the tripartite free trade area and the African continental free trade area. Madam, export-led growth also requires reliable but cheap transportation to sea. Short of that, it will be hard to be price competitive. In this regard, discussions are underway with cooperating partners to look into the modalities of improving our railway system. In the same vein, steps are being taken to significantly improve services at our borders in order to minimize delays. Subject to agreement with neighboring countries, some of the border posts are planned to operate 24 hours a day. Madam Speaker, to facilitate trade to the Great Lakes region. Madam, to help reduce the cost of doing business, government will rationalize the number of licenses and permits. To further support business growth and expansion, government will amend the National Pension Scheme Act of 256 of the laws of Zambia compliance and the registration of new employers. Small and medium enterprises. Madam Speaker, small and medium enterprises play a key role in boosting growth and job creation. It is on this basis that His Excellency the President established a dedicated Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprises Development. The ministry is responsible for policy as well as the development, mentorship, and incubation of SMEs. Madam, to enhance the smooth operation of SMEs, the new Dawn administration will provide support to SMEs and its cooperatives ranging from infrastructure. We already have ongoing work in the construction of industrial yards. Madam Speaker, with regards to access to credit, I'm glad to inform this August House that various international institutions, such as UK8 and the European Investment Bank, have come on board. This is in addition to our local institutions, which have product divisions to guarantee the borrowing of SMEs through the Zambia Credit Guarantee Scheme. Energy. Madam Speaker, the energy sector is key to economic transformation. The focus will be on the development and management of energy resources in a sustainable manner. Madam, currently the energy sector is faced with many challenges. In the electricity subsector, tariffs are not cost-effective, the low investments in the sector. In the petroleum subsector, the procurement of petroleum products has been plagued by inefficiency and non-cost-reflective prices. Madam Speaker, to ensure an effective and efficient energy sector, reforms will be undertaken in the electricity and the petroleum subsectors. In the electricity subsector, we will implement a renewable energy investment plan that will improve the energy mix. This will also reduce our vulnerability to climate shocks by leveraging the declining cost of technologies to harness our vast solar resources, complemented by wind and geothermal energy. Madam, it is not a secret that the efficiency of ZESCO under the existing corporate structure, this will be reviewed. Additionally, the power purchase agreements are being renegotiated as part of the strategy to sustain the company. Madam Speaker, to attract investment within the electricity subsector, we will implement cost-effective tariffs. We will work with countries in the region to assist the integration of electricity infrastructure so as to improve access to the regional power markets. Madam, we also scale up the program of rural electrification through the extension of grid network and deployment of off-grid solutions. Madam Speaker, in the petroleum subsector, government will restructure the fuel supply chain to achieve least cost supply while ensuring supply of petroleum products. As you may be aware, the design of the existing petroleum supply lines were largely motivated by the geostrategic realities of the 1960s, as Zambia sought to into Zambia from Dar es Salaam. Whether it comes in form of raw stuff for Indian refinery or finished imported stuff, it travels all the way to the storage tanks in Dola. From Dola, that fuel returns to Mpika, Kasama, and even Nakonde, where it passed through and reached Dola in the first place. This inefficiency
Order, honorable members, let's listen to the budget speech. Order.
This inefficiency contributes to the high cost of fuel unless it is subsidized. After 57 years of independence, it is time to redesign the supply lines so as to achieve efficiency. This is what the government is doing right now so as to remove the inefficiencies. Transport sector. Madam Speaker, transport infrastructure and systems are the arteries through which the economy passes. Good roads, rail, air, and maritime infrastructure are the backbone for facilitating economic activities as well as trade and investment domestically and within the region and beyond. Madam, in road transport, priority will be placed on maintenance, rehabilitation, and upgrading of feeder roads. We will commence the improved rural connectivity project to maintain and rehabilitate a total of 4,300 kilometers of rural feeder roads. Emphasis will also be placed on the rehabilitation of economic roads, some of which are in a very bad state. Inside Nakonde, Kazungula Sesheke roads. Madam Speaker, railway transport has been facing a number of challenges, the major one being the poor state of the infrastructure. To ensure sustainability, priority in the near term will be maintenance of the infrastructure. Madam, as well as rehabilitate and maintain existing roads is beyond the financial capacity of the government. The same applies to railway infrastructure. This remained so for a long time because the previous practice of awarding road contracts, even when there was no money to pay the contractors. Arrears in the road sector Madam Speaker, arrears in the road sector have risen to almost $1 billion. Madam Speaker, the government will therefore aggressively pursue the public-private partnership in the overhauling of the existing line and construction of new railway spurs as well as roads. I have no doubt that the private-public partnership mode of financing will be very successful because already we have received so many proposals. Madam, in the aviation sector, focus will be on the completion of Kasama and Bala airports. Further, rehabilitation and maintenance of provincial airports and aerodromes will continue to facilitate air transport for both cargo and passengers. Information and communication technology. Madam Speaker, information and communication technology, ICT, enables economic growth by facilitating delivery of services through the internet and the mobile broadband. In the advent of the COVID-19 pandemic, this sector is proved to be vital in social and economic affairs of the country. Madam, ICT is an important tool for innovation and financial inclusion. It is increasingly creating employment opportunities for the youth in various sectors such as transport, trade, and financial services. To enhance these opportunities, government will increase the number of communication towers so that this technology reaches all our citizens, especially in the unserved and underserved areas. The new Dawn administration will actualize the digital transformation agenda. Human and social development. Madam Speaker, we must put our people at the center of development. This is for its own sake. It is also good economics because it is now known, or common knowledge, that a country with skilled and healthy people can achieve development even if it is not natural resources. We have therefore made significant skills development and health. We have also scaled up allocation to water and sanitation, as well as provision of social safety nets. Madam Speaker, let me now elaborate on these aspects. Education and skills development. Madam Speaker, the new Dawn administration believes that education is the greatest equalizer. Sound education requires teachers. Unfortunately, Madam Speaker, most of our schools